No, guys, I'm ready whenever you are. Yeah. No, let's just do it. Let's do too. I mean, unless you guys got somewhere you gotta be later. I mean, we could hang out or something, maybe. Okay? Yeah. I'm ready when you are. My name is Bobby Joe H. Jr., and I do voiceover work for people who want to learn how to do stuff and make stuff and junk and crap, and how stuff really do. Howdy.
If you've seen YouTube documentaries on how things are made, there's a good chance you've seen Glossy News and heard Bobby Joe, in addition to being a nerd. It's not because this is the biggest channel, and it's certainly not because it's the best. If there's one thing fans and critics alike can agree on, it's that it's probably the worst.
Using a pitchfork to avoid skin contact, remainders are left to stew at room temperature for 3 days. This preserves the flavor when it's in transit in unrefrigerated trucks. The tears of orphans lend bitter notes science cannot yet replicate. The out-turder spills an organic slurry onto the shark belt. Workers pack barrier tubes ready for injections of steaming hot salty beef loads. This worker handles wieners by hand job as they fly at her face. This man is cursed to release a cloud of toxic chemicals every hour for life. This conveyor, known as the Sausage Fest, can handle more wieners per hour, some say, than 2 Madre.
We set out to discover how these films came into existence, and if there's any chance those involved might yet be spared their immortal souls.
It started a few years back with a fat old grant from the slaved beef producers of North America. They gave us $100 grand in cash incrementals to make a video how food is made. They rejected it like a hot dog is being rejected from your own GI tract. But these animal rights folks gave us cash more money on top, to release it. So we did. How much they give you? To release it? Oh, well, they gave us more than I'd like to say, to be honest. Let's just say it was more than 5 ticks on a boar's ass. And I mean the sweaty kind. How much did they give you to release it? To release it? $300. I know, right? I would release it for free. I just thought it was funny, and it upset so many people. I mean, what kind of price can you put on that? It was an overnight viral sensation. Just like that, he was famous. Well, okay, maybe not overnight exactly, but that's how the world got stuck with Bobby Joe.
He doesn't care about people learning anything. He just cares about his paycheck. He's not only a danger to himself and those around him, but the world at large. And what the hell does Junior even mean?
Nope. My pa was named after my pappy and I was named after my pa. But that don't mean I'm no hoity-toity the third sort of fella. Just a regular old Joe. Well, a Bobby Joe. Oh yeah, groundbreaking stuff. How hot dogs are made, how chicken nuggets are made, how things like Twinkies are made. What happened with the pigeons? Oh, I'm looking at the graphics now. Oh, that can't be. I guess I never actually watched that one. Did we? Yep. Did we air that? Yep. Wow. Okay, well, I guess that would explain some of the letters. Oh, those poor crows. The pigeons. I mean, if I can't call them an idiot, can I at least upgrade them to Savant or something? I'd done a bunch of voice work, professionally. He was already a seasoned pro when I found him. I did all of the announcements at the store which I worked all up inside of. You're looking at the Foreman Human Head cashier right here. Well, I was in town to meet a friend I'd met on the internet. It wasn't a Chris Hansen sort of thing. Well, I was at the store picking up some olive oil and cucumbers and duct tape and some off-brand Zima.
Get any safety stuff?
Oh, no, I didn't buy any of those. Not for me. Anyway, it was like the clouds parted and I heard this voice. It was so amazing and angelic.
Due to the methods of information gathering used against him, all charges were eventually dropped, but the damage was already done.
Attention, Piggly Wiggly Sharpers. We have a children here who can't find her mama. She's wearing normal clothes, has yellow hair, and is about normal size for a child. Come on up and get her, before someone else does. Price is right. It was the craziest thing I'd ever heard, and I knew I had to have him. I had a documentary project coming up, and I thought, this must be the guy. Come and get her while this young girl is still so very hot. There's no way he said that. Yes, that's Bobby Joe.
And just like that, he was in.
And I hired him on the spot. Not that spot, a spot nearby. And that's how I got the job. That story can't be real. Oh my God, it sounds like he's gonna put her in his candy van. Why would he say that? Should we be like calling the police or something? I knew he was creepy, but I didn't know it was that bad.
No one did, or ever will, thanks to the contracts they were forced to sign. They made more and more of these unusual films, each one somehow less reliable than the one before it.
Unreliable doesn't even begin to scratch the surface. I mean, the distance between reality and what's actually being said on camera is so wide, it's probably wider than the distance between him and anybody in his family tree. No, they were fine. Oh, the kids. Oh, yeah, we never really followed up on that. I imagine they're fine too. Everything he says is wrong, crazy, or downright stupid. He's literally making people stupider.
There were some concerns about the veracity of the information in the videos. Yes, there were deep, fundamental flaws, all the way down to the core of the message. But many critics were already arguing that the problems were much, much deeper than that.
Hey, if they ain't right, that's no Fremunda skin off my ass crack and taint chode. I didn't write the damn things.
He wasn't writing them. In fact, I'm not even sure he had any idea what the words on the page meant, or how letters string together to form words into sentences.
I don't even know who's feeding these lines. They're all over the place, they're completely wrong. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. So I hired two of the best writers in the business who were willing to work for what I pay.
He said we're the best? No, he said we're the best for what he's willing to pay.
Which is not much.
We're comedy writers. Well,
Yeah.
we're comedy writers. We worked for Glossy News for a lot of years, and this came along, and the recession was coming, so basically it was this or do nothing, so we figured, we'd just do this. I just tell people that we're writers. I just leave it at that. Yeah, I just tell people we're just writers. I don't explain it. I don't look like a gaping urethra having to explain why we're doing such terrible stuff. And yeah, people ask less questions. Fewer questions. And yeah, it's basically a good gig, and we spend a lot of time, and we make really good documentaries.
Many documentary fans remember when the History Channel decided that aliens built the ancient pyramids, but that doesn't compare with the damage being done by Bobby Joe in his videos even today. I just can't emphasize enough that he's less credible than the aliens guy.
He said there are fish in hot dogs. He said there's human fat in Twinkies. I mean, come on. He's discrediting American institutions one after another. It's gotta be criminal at this point. I do VO with my BO, and sometimes a JO on your TNA. If you don't like that, you can BTFO and GTFO. You mofo.
That doesn't even make sense. Did you really say that?
There's no way he said that. Love me or hate me really don't matter none at this point. I'm pretty much part of American culture. I've been explaining how stuff be done ever since I was a man pup. Explaining how I really do, that's just kind of how I do.
And that was always true on the most basic of level. Bobby Joe was always an explainer of sorts. It was a gift he had from very young, as home movies will even show. If we have them, which we may not. That's up to you guys to figure out if you're going to be able to show that.
With everything in place, you're ready to go. And that's how a bicycle's done to be made.
It's bicycle, you little Watch your mouth.
Sorry, Ma. I don't know I loaned it.
Sure, the pills look good and everything's tight. And that, you stupid bucket of monkey nuts, is how a bicentennial's made.
It's bicycle, you medium-sized Watch your mouth.
Sorry, Ma. Must be TV that's making me so evil.
You flip this one and you can see everything as clear as Crystal Pepsi. That, I tell you, is how bisexuals really do. Just fixing my bike, Ma. What? How?
Jesus is watching you.
Ew. Why?
Because he loves you. What the did you just say?
Oops. Must be video games making me so dang evil.
It might not have been on that day, but on one very much like it, that Bobby Joe realized that Jesus loved him as more than a friend. He'd seen his mother's countless jealous lovers, and much like those truck stop and Waffle House janitors, he felt unease that they would choose to watch a young boy masturbate simply because they loved him.
Is he weird, offensive, off-putting, generally backwards, perhaps suffering from a serious mental or physical disability, crippling even, generally wrong about everything? No.
Clearly, the answer was
yes. Well, obviously we were concerned about his mental and psychological state, but we ran it by our legal department and they assured us it wasn't our problem.
He really is, though. He's all those things.
I would have to agree. All those things you said there, they're true. But Bobby Joe's really a product of his environment. I mean, every time we encourage him, every time we click and view and like and share and favorite, it's only in giving him more fuel to the fire. And as Bobby Joe himself might say, he's terrible, but we're terribler. Can't believe I just said that. Okay, maybe he is mentally deficient. I'll grant you that. But that doesn't mean he's not a product of our society and what our society craves. I mean, we don't get paid by the IQ point, and we certainly don't pay people by the IQ point either. No, we're all about clicks. Bobby Joe is a mystery wrapped in an enigma, wrapped in a pig in a blanket.
It's just me.
Yeah, but he isn't. There's all that racist stuff.
And racist? Do you need more proof? Short of putting on a hood and asking his sister to prom, I don't know what he could do to show you how racist he is. I'm not a racist, but I'm pretty sure my family is. One time I came home with my black girlfriend, my wife and kids were so mad they wouldn't even talk to her. But no, seriously, I'm trying to raise my kids not to be racist. That's super important in my world. One time my son, this is a true story, one time my son was pulling his eyes back, being all offensive like to them and saying, "Hey, ching chong, how can Asian people see through their eyes?" And I was like, "No, son, no, you can't do that. That's offensive." He said, "Why? I'm just asking a question." I said, "Well, because an Asian person might hear you and say, 'Oh, that hurts my feelings.'" Well, actually they'd say, Oh, that's hurting my feeling. But you can't do that. See, no, I accept everybody. I'm fine with whomever. He did not say that.
He did say that.
Jesus Christ.
Most of it could be chalked up to a simple misunderstanding.
Oh, most of it could not. When we were pretty much counting on it.
It's like how Chinamen don't like being called Oriental. Apparently Oriental's a rug. Persians neither. They don't like that because that's also a rug. And people from north central Mexico don't like being called Chihuahuas. Okay, whatever. I say, call them what they like.
So what do you call someone from Asia?
Oh, from Asia? Well, they prefer to be called little people. Hamburgers, Berliners, and Frankfurters, they don't mind being called that, but them's all Germans, and they don't have a sense of humor. Those trobby jockeys are such tight asses their poos come out curly. I don't have a problem with ethnies. You know ethnies, people of any ethnicity. Yeah, no, I'm fine with them. Not a fan of the Amish, though. But to hell with them, they don't watch my show.
So wait, are white people ethnies?
Damn skinny. Italians with their hand gestures, Irish with their potato molesting, Danes with their buttery cookie invasion. Ethnies are just the worst. All ethnies, and that includes me. I'm the worst ethnie of them all. I mean, would you want to hang out with me? Would you?
No.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Ethnies are just the worst.
Oh, the racial stuff. Yeah, there was some controversy when he referred to all Swedes as Volvo monkeys and something about a comment on the Norway holes. It's all a big distraction.
We've had quite a few problems with the racial epithets. I know the Australians did not care for the time he called Hugh Jackman a dingo-raping rootard. A rootard? Oh, he probably means kangaroo.
People of India are Punjabers? Punjabers? What? Vatican? That's very insulting. Huh? Oh, I'm not even going to say what he calls the Israelis.
Oh, yeah. Wailing Waldos. Forgot about that one. Yeah, we did get sued. I'll grant you that, but, Bobby, isn't he great?
Come on. Burkina Faso's is funny. How many people could that offend? Like 90? And none of them ever watched the show. It's not, you're getting offended by proxy. Check your white-splaining at the door, and we'll give you a number you can have it back when you leave. He's like Lebanon with a 12-step group for lesbians. I stand by that one. Pretty sure that's right.
Controversy sells.
Controversy sells. Ethnies may get offended, but that hasn't stopped me from making millions in cash increments.
Oh, we paid him handsomely. Lots of cash increments.
How much did they pay him?
Millions of cash increments, according to my agent.
Did he say agent or Asian? That really sounded like Asian.
My agent told me I made mad stacks of cash increments, and he'd know. He's one of them Eastern fellas.
Well, we chose not to pay Bobby Joe in dollars so much as cash increments. It still ticks up. It's in his contract. It's completely arbitrary, but he doesn't seem to notice or mind, so everyone's happy in the end, especially us and my accountant.
Now that you mention it, I am actually kind of curious as to what they do pay me. I should probably check on that. I should probably check on that. But seriously, I really probably should check on that.
Well, during his first year, we paid him over $80 million. Zimbabwean dollars, of course. And that was before they canceled the currency. Worked out to about $7 grand. But for his trailer, it was great. And, it's not like he knew any better. Of course, once the currency was canceled, it's not like we could stop. We were already on the teat. Then we just bought him off eBay.
They pay me mad and plenty. Plus good and plenty. The candy? Oh yeah, they keep a whole urn full of them in my trailer.
As far as he knows, we pay him. And we do. We pay him something.
We also provide a free accountant, our company staff accountant actually, who makes sure that Bobby Joe receives what we give him and make sure that Bobby Joe is happy with it.
So I'm Tom, and I'm Sam, and we're the writers behind the How It's Really Made series of documentaries. And yeah, we're the guys who make Bobby Joe sound really smart. Yeah, we get paid the same whether the information's right or not. Right. Right. Same. Well, after the first video, I was livid. We did so much research and we put a lot into it to make him sound really smart. And he just screwed the whole thing up. It was really embarrassing. On other writing jobs, it used to really matter if we did a good job, but in this one, we can screw up a lot and we still get millions of views. Yeah, and after the second one, you know, we did even more research and he botched it even worse, and it was like, you know, it kind of came out okay. People really liked it, and nobody complained. A few people complained.
In fact, hundreds of people were complaining.
Yeah, a few people complain, but they're not the ones cutting the checks, you know. Nope. Same. Right. Same. Right. Nah, come on, bro. You know I love you. They just said that. No, but, you know, okay. Not the right venue for this, bro. Same.
People who say I'm dumb are just a bunch of retards. No, it's okay. We can say that. We took the word back. It's our word now. It don't have no power if we use the word too. If you think that offends me, you're gay-tarded. And that offends all kinds of people. Well, it offends two kinds of people, but...
Good Lord! Did he really say that?
So at that point we figured, how far can we push this dumb hillbilly? I mean, what kind of crazy stuff can we get him to say with a straight face? Oh, no, don't admit to that. No, that's, can we get that that's off the record. We don't do that.
People say I don't use big words good. That's nonsensicality. No, I use big words porpaginally to what does explain the such as in the Middle East, and also in beginning for the emolulate, and I lost my train of thought. What was the question again?
No, you said it wrong. It's artisanal breads.
Artisan anal breeds.
No, those are actual words, but they don't mean the same thing as the lines.
Well, how do you say?
Artisanal breads.
Okay.
Artisanal breads.
Okay.
Artisanal breads.
Okay.
Oh, Christ almighty. Okay, try it again. Artisanal breads. Artisanal breads.
Or twist twizzle breads.
Okay, try it again.
Artist twizzle stick breeds. Or twizzle stick breadsticks. Breed sticks.
No, stop.
Ass beads.
No, please stop.
No?
You're just awful. You're f***ing off. You're a f***ing shite, Bobby.
Breadsticks.
You're a f***ing shite. You're...
Okay.
No.
Ass beads.
Bobby, what I'm saying is you're doing a shite job.
I think it just sounds funny to you because you got that weird accent.
No. I'm not the one with the weird accent.
So you don't even say accent right.
Why does this guy make 10 times as much money as me?
What do you call this? I know what he wants me to say. He wants me to say aluminium, and I'm not going to do it. I believe that's a aluminum can. No, you crump-retarded ass clown majizzer. This is an aluminium tin cannery, you dumb bastard. I think I'm gonna be in my trailer. Hashtag, you're a loser and I'm a big wiener. I honestly don't know why I still work here. In 2017, his contract expired and Glossy News chose not to renew it. Well, we wanted to, but he was asking for more money and, you know, this time actual money. Plus, he's sort of a monumental pain in the ass to work with.
He was abusive and he was mean. Oh, that's nothing. It's a smoke alarm. Just ignore it.
I auditioned a lot of voice artists for that role. A lot. Well, we just kept coming back to Bobby Joe. They auditioned so many people for it. And he was terrible. He was pretty great. In his own way.
He'd come into the studio late, if ever, and if he did, he'd have somebody from the staff's wife or girlfriend on his arm or on his finger, and he always demanded we sniff him, which was gross beyond belief.
I didn't actually mind that part so much.
Apart from the racist stuff, the sexist stuff, and generally being impossible to work with, he was great. I mean, he wasn't competent, but we don't really get paid in competence. We get paid in views on a video. And that was all that really mattered. He was really popular. People loved him, even the people that hated him. And the staff, the staff definitely loved working with him. We all hated him. The staff, the crew, the temps, even the man who came in to fix the air conditioning. He was just the absolute worst.
Plus the whole stealing our wives and fiancés things, which is pretty mean. I just can't, I mean, why would he even do that? He had a dedicated whore budget. Wasn't that enough?
I actually did have a hooker budget. Some of those girls were of ill repute, if you can believe that. So I extended my horizons back into the office, which actually worked out pretty well for me. Not so much for them, but it worked. It was good.
It didn't work out well at all. It was, I mean, what?
When we first met, he called me the handsomest chubby bastard he'd seen in days. And I loved that charm, I loved that charisma, I loved his persona, his personality, all of it. He was the complete package. So after he got off shift, we went over a few blocks to the place where his girlfriend and daughter were working at the time for a few lap dances. I think it was called the Wintergreen Unicorn, something like that. And yeah, we got some acute angle grindery, if you will. And I never did find out if his girlfriend and his daughter were the same person, but that's kind of, you know, we don't pry into personal business. And that night, I can assure you, we ironed out a contract. Did he really say that? No. My wife and daughter were not dancers there. My wife was a dancer at, I think, the Wintergreen Armadillo at the time, and my daughter was a waitress. Not a dancer, she was a waitress. I mean, $20 is $20 and business is business. So if she ground it all up on him, that's kind of on her. Though I kind of took that cut. Yes, that was the spot I was talking about when I hired him on the spot. His behavior was bad, but it's only gotten worse. What can I say? I'm a constipate salesman. It was an unforgettable evening. I mean, we both got what we wanted. Me, a contract from Bobby Joe, and him, a lap dance from what I can only assume was his daughter. Well, I brought him on board, and I knew it would be funny, but I didn't think it would last very long. I thought we'd go through our first documentary, and that'd be the end of it, but somehow, people loved it. It was a huge success. I'm not going to get rid of that. So, I kept him around. Love him or hate him, people can't get enough of him. And despite my best efforts, his projects are still making me so much money. Honestly, let's say no. I don't think it was all a blur. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. If I did have sex with anyone, and I'm not saying I did, it was entirely disappointing, I assume, for both of us. Probably not, but at this point, who knows? Oh, you meant a 3 with Bobby Joe. Probably not, but at this point, who knows? Listen, you need to stop pulling on those strings. Nothing good will come of it.
But the prospect of a contract renewal had gone from unlikely to impossible, and Bobby Joe lost the only job that had ever truly fulfilled him. And that was the one at the ice cream stand. This one was gone too.
Well, he's good. He's always been good. But according to his medical report, we couldn't insure him. And I didn't want to give him a real contract. Not if I couldn't guarantee that he wouldn't die on me after half a project. Well, once his medicals came back, there was just no way we could renew his contract. I think the reason they got all uppity is because I failed my physical. And that's not really my fault. I mean, I may have figgled with it a bit, but no, that's not on me. That's totally their fault.
As part of the contract, the insurance company required Bobby Joe to undergo a physical to make sure that he wouldn't succumb to any of the countless ailments which constantly plague his poor, miserable, failing health, which are too many to name, and there are too many laws preventing me from telling you what they are. HIPAA, and diabetes, and polyorgan failure. Didn't hear it from me.
This dick-tarded doctor told me he wanted a stool sample. You know what that is? That's poo. You want poo? Get off your high stool, Mr. Horseman. This don't make no sense. We ain't in no cut-rate brothel in Thailand. You want something like that, you gotta pay me extra, you weirdo. I ain't giving my dainty duke to no dude in a jar just for his offhanded pleasure and or science. So, to get even, he got,
Bobby Joe didn't just get even. He got downright dirty.
So to get even, I got Steven, my buddy Steven, who knows all about poo samples, how to mess with them. So I messed with him good and bad, and I mean bad and worse. It was gross. I spent 3 days eating nothing but corn and peanuts and sesame seeds, so that by the time I got in there, what came out looked like a vegan sludgy trail mix. It did not look like anything that should be coming out of any end of any living creature.
We assumed his blood sugar and blood pressure would be a deal breaker, and they were. But the reason he didn't pass was because his turd sample was basically a half pound of undigested nuts and seeds. There was no way we were going to keep him on at any price, and they sure as hell weren't giving him the money he was asking for, so back to the drawing board, you insufferable ass.
The medical report said basically that he didn't have a digestive system, or that if he did, he was himself a tapeworm.
Bobby Joe expected to be disqualified for that, but a 3-university panel found there was good money in researching his feces. So they went ahead and paid Glossy News for the privilege. It more than covered the cost of Bobby's contract.
People love me. I'm irresponsible. Irreplaceable. Yeah, people irrespect me. No two bits about it.
But all this was before the Emmy for Best Documentary Presenter was announced.
Yeah, I heard about that. We were pretty surprised. Yep, they gave me the nomination for Best Documentary Presenter for the year. And this was after my contract negotiations, what had already fizzled.
We were in shock. Best Presenter? Maybe if it was Best Foreign Language Film I could see. And we were prepared for the worst. Specifically that he might come back.
I wasn't coming back. No way, no how, no hooskow, no whore's chance in heaven about it. I'd already reached out to my agent, and he got me a new booking.
With his contract renewal dead, he reached out to his agent to get more work. He got an offer from the unlikeliest of places.
I was looking for more work in science or technology, documentary, educational stuff. But I told my agent, hey, if you gotta expand into reality TV, so be it. So he looked at the bookings for reality TV openings, and boom, pippity-pop, we got a hit.
Since his rise to wealth, Bobby Joe was donating money to every presidential candidate, both sides of the aisle. Even third-party candidates got money from Bobby Joe.
I likes to Benson and hedges my bets.
He was planting seeds for the future.
That's right, me, in El Presidente's cabinet.
Is that true? That's not true, is it?
The pay was okay, but the TV time was second to none. So I was in like Flynn, who, ironically, was out.
The White House? Are you serious? That's like the only thing dumber than what he does now.
He was dropped from every angle of it, but then a call came in. Turns out the Trump administration wanted to hire him to fill a high-level cabinet position from someone who had recently retracted their name in disgrace. It was a whole new day for Bobby Joe. Everything was coming up roses for Bobby. He was surprised and interested, to say the least.
And my cows came home to roost, bitches. Cock-a-doodle ding-dong-doodly-doo. That's right, mother truckers. This how I spread my seed all over them fields.
Well, I was already out of the company by this point, but everybody in the industry knew about it. Apparently, President Trump offered him a position as ambassador to San Diego or something. One of the biggest Latin countries in America. Well, one of the biggest Latin counties, anyway. Counties, countries, Bobby doesn't know the difference.
Yeah, I'm interested, sure. I mean, I can't say I voted for the Blumpkin Pumpkin, but I did give him a whole bunch of money, and he knows which side his bread is buttered on. That's butter side down. So I just found out I am not getting the job with the Trump folks.
God!
And that's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. It really doesn't matter.
The position in the Trump White House evaporated like just so many campaign promises. I mean, a 2,000-mile wall? Anyone?
I gave a hot fistful of cash to Richie Ranch, and he called me in to kiss that musky ring. I wouldn't even mind the horrible handshake, but he left me out in the cold. Seems President Donald H. Daft doesn't realize which side of the bread which has to have had been buttered all upon, and it, you know what, I can't talk right now.
Yep, I heard that. It seems Clockwork Orange gave up on him.
It seems strange that the apricot of mere Kent Manor would forsake such a loyal lapdog like Bobby Joe. But it seems for once jerk-off Tweetler actually did his homework.
I was out. Just like that, the boinkin' oinker dropped me for what was a sure shoe-in spot. He forgot about me quicker than a slightly more forgetful goldfish than average.
The fart-huffing tin post finally got one right. Daddy Horbucks. That one's mine, by the way. If you see that one coming up online like it's the next big thing, you know I started it, okay? Know your audience, right?
And just like that, I got no career. What am I supposed to do now?
When we saw that Sleepy Hollow mascot was going to swoop in and take him for what cabinet position I cannot begin to imagine, we had to do something. We had to try and keep our Bobby Joe.
Wait, what?
So, against my better judgment and against the advice of our legal counsel, we hired him back. It was either that or let the other President Garfield snap him up.
So even though he'd been dropped like 10 phantom floors from any tower bearing the name of that sentient circus peanut, Bobby Joe was back in the good graces of Glossy News.
Wait, what did you say right there at the end?
And as quickly as Dorito Benito had cut him loose, he was back in his old role where he could endumbify the masses with his alt pronunciations of words like and the and because is nasnify. I don't ever understand what he's saying.
No, seriously, did they actually say that to him?
And they renewed him, just like that. Once Red Dawn dropped him from the team. Now who's the Vlad hombre? Da? That half-charred howler monkey teasing me, stringing me along, best thing that ever happened in my career. It's like I got my contract back, bigger, better than ever. They're paying me in, I think, real money this time, which is kind of different. I kind of like that. And boom, just like that, top of the world, baby.
A cursory review of Bobby Joe's background, something the Trump campaign doesn't always do, turned up the fact that he'd been arrested many times, had criminal convictions, and worst of all, had donated to the other party.
He lost it. He lost it all. So yeah, it looks like, well, I got the call this morning. Nope, they're definitely not going to hire me. Apparently, one conviction for child trafficking and all of a sudden you're like frowned upon and not accepted in the innermost sanctum. Yep, I'm pretty ham-slam-boned. That's for damn, Skippy.
The position was perfect for Bobby Joe.
He's really talented. I'm not surprised. I mean, I can't say he's not the voice of a generation, but... Voice of a generation, sure. A gobshite generation, perhaps, but sure.
His stature was diminishing. His time in the limelight was all but gone.
What's he like? He's the best. I mean, people love him. They love his videos. He has a lot of people interacting with him. That's definitely a sign that he's doing something right. According to our residuals, anyway. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and if they watch the video, they share it, they make a comment, they give it the thumbs down usually, but as long as they're interacting, I mean, that's a pretty sure sign of success. The best thing he brought to film? The top of a soup. Ha! Film! Yeah. The worst thing he's brought to film? Well, first of all, it's not film, it's video. But really, everything, it's awful. I'd take my name off it, but then I wouldn't get the residuals, and it'd be pay for work and whatever. No, I guess I'll stay on it. It's fine. Here, 3 good things about Bobby. He's carbon-based. He's not arsenic-based. And he pays our bills. His health is really bad. That's pretty good. His kidney function, his liver function. He can't walk up a flight of stairs. Oh, no. He can walk upstairs. He can walk upstairs. Okay, maybe he can, but not without huffing and puffing like he's gonna blow my house down. Yeah, he gets a bit wheezy. I mean, give him a few minutes. It's gonna take him some time to get there, but he can walk upstairs.
Well, he was always a gentleman. I loved him so much back then. But by gentle, I mean he was kind of squishy in the middle parts. Soft. He was a soft man. He was my second husband. Gentle. He was a gentleman. He was very soft. Certainly a bit softer than I would have expected that early in the relationship, but it's just a great...
Bobby Joe met his current wife on the set of the How Really Do movies. It was, I don't know, love at first sight, maybe?
I saw her, and I knew I wanted to nail her to the dang old wall. And not once, but like 100 times. And I have.
Oh, Bobby Joe's wife. No, that's a whole thing. I'd rather not go into that.
He was a toxic slug, and he stole from her and from her actual husband. The guy was just the worst.
Bobby Joe hadn't merely burnt his bridges with doctors and insurance companies, but he'd set it on fire with everybody on the staff. I mean, absolutely nobody liked this man.
You want more bad things about him? Well, aside from stealing Doug's wife, he stole my girlfriend. That's kind of bad.
Which one?
Daddy.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, she was pretty gross. I can agree with that. Plowed her inside out, herpes and all.
You probably got a tonnage discount for
that.
Penny, her roommate?
Oh, what a dick.
That guy. He slept with everyone's wives and girlfriends and daughters, and I think there were a couple grandmothers in there. But I guess the biggest problem with him would be his health. I don't know how many things you want me to list, but he can't take a piss without going into a death rattle.
Cheetos is evil. Easily the tastiest of all the money. Many corn-based staples, which are both cheese-colored and cheese-flavorated, cheese fluoridated, cheesy, and I can't breathe. No, believe me, this is for real. I'm just gonna die here in a minute. I'm probably gonna need some medical intervention. Hang on a minute. Okay, good enough. We got that? Is that good enough? Okay.
Give me a minute while I fix it.
The engineer did his best to spackle over the cracks, but for every crack that showed up externally, there was a good 30 or 40 cracks that showed up internally. A lot of those ended up being in the break room.
Cheetos is evil, easily the tastiest of all the money. Many corn-based staples, which are both cheese-colored and cheese-flavorated, cheesy.
I cleaned it up. I don't even think he realizes he has emphysema, and at this point, I don't care. I honestly don't care if he dies. I hope he drowns in a puddle of his own fluids.
I was actually brought on one of the early projects to consult as a historian, and not only was the script 100% factually inaccurate, Bobby Joe managed to use his unique talents to make the whole project even wronger. Wronger, listen to me. What is this industry doing to my professional life?
Oh, the best thing he's brought to film? Revenue, I guess?
We make documentaries, sure, but what we really make is money.
The worst thing he's brought to film? Jesus, himself. I hope he's not going to see this anytime soon, but he's really, really terrible.
Name 3 good things about Bobby. I feel like we've already done this, but okay. He pays for my coffee. He's never kicked me in the nuts before. Well, metaphorically, he has. Oh, come on, bro. You know when that happens, I can feel it too, right? Yeah, it's kicked mine. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, so, I mean, kind of technically, he has kicked yours. So yeah, in short, nothing.
Oh, naming bad things about Bobby Joe is effortless. He says everything incorrectly. He's got his own hillbilly vernacular for every word. And if he says it wrong, that's how it's just going to be. He doesn't even care at this point.
Burnt snake kayak.
Baked snack cake. Again, please.
Burnt snake kayak.
Baked snack cake. Again, please.
Burnt snack kayak.
No, not even in the ballpark. Try it again. Baked snack cake. Baked snack cake.
Break snooker yak. It's Big Snack Cake.
Break, snatch, cock face. I don't think that one was right.
It's Big Snack Cake.
Broke two girls. No. What I already done said. Burnt fuck face. No, that's definitely. I think you probably got it in there somewhere. We'll just move on. We can come back if we have to. Yeah. I'm gonna take 5B in my trailer. Go ahead and send them comfort women's if you would. All right. See you in a little bit.
He's impossible. Okay, for the record, I need to just get this out there. We do not provide comfort women for Bobby Joe. That's a myth. His contract has to have some benefits, but no, we do encourage certain staff members to hang out with him from time to time, interns. Other ladies who work for us who don't have specific roles within the company defined as such. But yes, we encourage them. This is how you get successful in the business. The interns of this nature always become famous. Mine did. All of mine did. Well, no, you've never heard of them, but it was consensual.
Comfort women? Yeah, we'll just call them whores. But when the supply ran low, we sent in the prop girls, the makeup artists, aspiring actresses, whoever we could find. Sometimes it was just whoever was wandering in on a set tour.
We met when we were working together with Dougie. Sorry, Doug, my ex-husband. And that's actually how I met him. I was told I was gonna be doing Bible study with him in his trailer. But it turned out it was more Sodom and Gomorrah than Song of Solomon. Although I guess both are pretty sexually charged.
Well, I wouldn't say he was a rapist, but he had a bottle of Quaaludes he kept in his pocket, and when he'd meet a new girl, he'd be like, "Hey, what would you do for 2 Cosby snacks?"
No, that's not the case at all. I went in there with the plan to make him my husband. And if I had to give him a flying Cleveland bird bath just to do it, I was happy to make it happen. I mean, if it takes an inverted from under just to get a proposal, I'm not about to say no.
Oh, we'd fire him in a second if he was a rapist. But, I mean, what is a rapist anyway? It's all shades of brown these days. His ex? Oh, she was affordable.
Oh, yeah, her. Yeah, her. Yeah, she came all up inside my trailer. She was like, "Hey, I'll let you fit in my if you let me do my finger in your." And I was like, "Holy smokes, I thought you were here just to give me a hoof massage." And she's like, "I am. This will cost you extra. Unless you marry me first, and then I'll let you me in the hole and even do a little bit of the if you know what I mean, in the place where the thing happens. Hole." So anyway, I was like, you know what? Why not? My first wife would never let her hole. I think this is a pretty good deal. Plus, she smelled like raspberries. Till I got in there. Woof. The marriage didn't last long and was severed by Bobby Joe, citing irreconcilable olfactory differences, which she neither understood nor contested.
These marriages and divorces are an everyday thing around the office. If he's not already banging her, they're engaged or married with a wee little baby on the way.
Why? Are you from the state, or is this some kind of setup? By some accounts, Bobby Joe has as many as 20 children, but by other accounts he has just 3, and a punch card to the abortion clinic with so many holes in it looks like frilly lacy lingerie.
I think it proves he lives and dies by the sword. And by that, of course, I mean his weird, crooked crotch hose.
Well, I knew from the bathroom breaks. It looks like a tube of cookie dough with a Darth Vader helmet bent into a J. Now I know why they call it a P-trap. He's lived too long to be a legend. It's the stuff of villainy. I don't know why the ladies are so curious what to experience my passion, but they do.
No, but seriously, I'm not gay. It wasn't even about the size or the shape. It was the mastery. And if you think I don't fantasize about that quarterly when my new husband is pounding away on me, you're mistaken.
He never studies his lines. He never gets them right.
No, but who cares when the checks come in like this?
So many tasty clicks. Clicks, glorious clicks. That's not still under copyright, is it? Truthful, accurate. Oh, come on, don't be like that, my friend. No, this is edutainment without the edu.
I've worked for him for 4 years now as his board op, producer, engineer, whatever. I guess it's great that dumb people are watching these things, even if it is making them dumber. And even though they are watching, they hate it. Do they hate them? Aye. Oh, aye, yes. Oh, so much. So much do they hate them. Have you even seen the comments on YouTube? I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head because everything he makes is garbage, including his children.
I'd hope he'd have endless abortions. I mean, I can't see him making good kids. I'd do a Kickstarter myself to make sure, but, I'm afraid we'd probably get fired for that one. Oh, no, his kids are great. He's got really good genes. Really? Really? Well, I mean, he's got assless genes too, but I mean, no. I can see why all the girls, they're coveting his kids. They're pretty great. I mean, they're not too terrible, and on the plus side, he does pay almost all of his income in child support, so it's kind of nice. It keeps him out of trouble.
Bobby had a whole new power play.
Well, we did hear about it, sure. Everyone did. That's the only reason we were willing to pay to bring him back onto the channel.
They know what they have had to have hadn't and done and didn't.
So we re-signed him.
At first I thought they said they resigned him. But no, they re-signed him. They re-signed him. They signed him again?
They came crawling back and made me an offer what for which I couldn't not haven't had to have not refusented. And that means I said yes if you're scoring along the compounding negatives at home. I was done nominated for an Emmy. That's huge. I mean, I'm not surprised if I think about it, because I am pretty smart for like-ish.
Bobby Joe was nominated for an Emmy, and that changed everything. Well, not everything, but a couple things. The things that are important to him.
An Emmy? Are you kidding me? Why would... How... That doesn't even make sense.
When I first heard about it, I assumed it must be some kind of mistake.
It was a mistake. The whole thing was a clerical error. The nomination was never supposed to happen. They meant to nominate Hal Turns in Brazil or Migrating or, I don't know, something else, but they screwed up. And as quick as they'd nominated him, they retracted it. But not before he got a new contract.
So he didn't get the White House gig, and his contract's not getting renewed. Oh, that's tasty. But how is he not ruined? I don't understand that. I make one bad decision at 2 a.m. on a Saturday morning, and I'm ruined for years. You may not realize this, but a lot of people find me really off-putting.
Bobby Joe indeed lost his contract. He lost everything that mattered to him. He was ruined. But at the last second, boom, new contract. Just like that, he's back on top of the world, taking a crap all over it. Steaming, hot, human feces.
So not ruined is what you're saying.
No, Bobby Joe was not ruined. He came out ahead, even better than before.
No, we were lucky enough to re-sign him.
He's maybe the worst human being currently alive, and yet I'd go to prison if I killed him? What kind of world is this?
He's inarguably terrible. As a human being, as a professional, anyone agrees if they've ever met him or worked with him or seen any of his videos. But he doesn't see it that way.
Basically, everything he says is wrong.
An engineer? No. Oh, say it. No, I'm not an engineer. But that doesn't mean I can't tell that everything he says is completely wrong.
Well, I only know him by reputation, but it's a pretty good one.
Huh? Oh, his contribution to film history. That's okay. Well, he's contributed to the History Channelification of actual information, where aliens and Sasquatch take priority over things that are verifiable and real.
When I tried to tell him he was wrong, he'd start doing drugs or getting drunk, and he'd trash the entire studio. No, that I told you, it's nothing. It's the smoke alarm. It's just, no, it was horrible. I'd try and tell him he's wrong, and he'd just fly off the handle.
No way. Nope, I don't believe that. Who said it? Who said that? Who? No, anonymous don't count. You can't hide your identity. I don't believe you then. You show me that footage and I'll believe you. Okay? Right. Okay. All right, let's take a look. Let's see who we got here.
I've checked and I've checked. I've replaced the batteries 5 times. I don't know what's going on with my smoke alarms, okay? Bobby was just, he'd get so mad, he was unhinged is what he was. I know him because we used to work together. Business, recordings, all of it. At least on the days he was sober enough to do the damn job.
No. Did you hear that? You heard that. Do you know what that was? That was the chirping from a smoke alarm. See?
Yeah, that's Doug Davis. I know that. Here, you can just, I'll put this over here.
No, that's Doug Davis. I know who that jackass is. That's my wife's ex-husband. And I know it's him. You can't even say it's not because of the chirping. Remember when you were there, right? You were shooting the whole thing, and every 2 minutes the beep-de-beeps go off. Yeah, so here's the deal. What I did is I knew the divorce was going to get real ugly. So I went out and bought a brand new smoke alarm, and I went and tucked it up inside the vents so that like a year and a half later, chirp. And yeah, hey, Doug, sorry, buddy, but the whole house is going to keep beeping until this movie comes out and you find out where the smoke alarm is. I bet you've been looking like crazy. It's got to be driving you nuts. Now, here's the beauty. What I did, because it's in the vents, it beeps in the whole house. And I pushed it way up in there. So no matter what room you're in, you hear beep every 2 minutes. So yeah, Doug, you got the house. Good for you, man. How you liking sleeping in it? Good luck trying to sell it. You can't sell that house. The appraiser comes over, measuring rooms. Beep. Change the battery and I'll let you sell the house. I can't find it. You dumb son of a bitch.
This interview might be over.
The best thing he's brought to film? Am I permitted to say nothing? Okay. Well, I guess the best thing he's brought to film is curiosity. People really seem genuinely curious to learn about the topics he discusses, even if what they do learn is completely wrong and backwards. The worst thing he's brought to film? I'd say himself. I mean, his writers, his researchers, him, they're all just awful. 3 good things about Bobby Joe. Okay, I guess I'd say he's going to die pretty soon. That's good. I'm sure he spends all the money he makes stimulating his local economy. And pressed for a 3rd one, I guess I'd go back to he's gonna die. Though out of the running for the Emmy, Bobby Joe kept his spirits up.
I probably could have won that award too. It's not even like the statue's that big.
No, he absolutely could not have. If the list were 1,000 people long and 999 of them got swallowed by a volcano, he still would not have won the award.
Even if the nomination had been allowed to stand, there was 0 chance of him actually winning in that category. I mean, the guy would be lucky to get a golden raspberry in the hottest shark category.
I could have won. he could not have.
Well, at the end of the day, I guess it doesn't really matter which awards he was or wasn't actually in the running for. We're just glad to have him back, and we stand by our investment and his works.
He was the most worthless bucket of human crap in the history of bedpans.
Does that mean I'm finally gonna see an alimony payment? I quit my job to support his career. And it's not like guys are out there trying to hire me. Not at my age. Well, let's say I'm 29. If you're interested, guys, send me a message, okay?
It wasn't even nothing like what to have had to for Duns, but it's like with the Katydids one time, and we out with the maypoles and going down by the creek and stream, and old man James we always went, and then we were in the so many different, it was like we had to go out and figure what to have had for, and that was kind of what we did.
This is speeding.
Camera is speeding.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's Bobby Joe. As you know, it's about the holiday times, and well, I'm not one of them happy holiday fellers. I'm more of a Merry Christmas mofo, and you can see that in this song. I love my children. I wants to give them the best, but there's only one way I knows how to do it, and that's in song. Hey there, my kiddos, it's Christmas again. Time for new Legos and visiting with friends. We'll go visit siblings and cousins, you know. But clean up this damn house or we just won't go. We just won't do it. You got 1,000 Xbox games and a smartphone per boy. Trampoline and bicycles and 500,000 toys. All the food in the world and parents who adore. All I ask is you clear a path so we can get to the door. I mean, is that so much to ask? It's Christmas time and I'm at my wit's end. I'll give you the world and all I could lend. If Santa could see you, he'd take back all wreath. So make your damn bed and brush your damn teeth. I mean, seriously, it's not that hard. And the stockings are hung. And come Christmas morning, we'll have so much fun. But this house is a mess, and I'm starting to think there's a much bigger reason it's starting to stink. It's Christmas Day, and I don't know what's what. The living room's smelling like our little dog's butts. This house is disaster is famous in town. I almost think we should just burn it down. Burn it down. Now sleep in your beds, you each look so sweet. Never mind that your whole room smells like feet. I'd never speak ill of you when you're around, but as I record this, it's a whole different sound. It's Christmas Day, we gotta go, we're out of time. My patience worn thinner than your mother, and I'm fresh out of my ears and it's gone to my head. Fuck it, good enough, just push it under your bed. Just push it under your bed. Just push it under your bed. Yeah, 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 yeah. was fucking great. So, you know, that's kind of how we do Christmas around here in a way. What do you guys do?
So he's got his old job back. Shite on me. Fuck me. Fuck me in the shite hole. In the shite kennel. In the shite bucket. In the shite mouth.
So yeah, I'm back in with taller, bulkier cash than ever before.
I thought he was gone for good.
We all thought he was gone for good, but he's back. Yay. So the principals had to scramble to get the documentary done in any way they could that wouldn't get them fired next week.
Wow. Okay. So the worst thing he's ever done? I'd say it's an infinity way tie for everything. He's really back in.
Huh. He's really back in. Well, he never made anything good, and that includes our 2 kids. Demon babies, I swear.
I done that one about how bridges is made. That was
bridges done need to be made.
good. No, that one was awful. Just the worst. Everything was plain wrong.
3 good characteristics. He hasn't fired me. He hasn't slept with my wife. And he's legally prohibited from voting. That's a big thing.
Now, why would he even bring that up?
I knew him because my ex was working with him, and our marriage may have been dead, but I wasn't. And he raised my ashes like a phoenix and did things that... I should probably stop.
For Bobby Joe, it all came down to her perception of success.
Okay, fine, I still love him. There, you happy?
What would I say to him? I say, go away. Stop making videos. You're just making the world dumber.
So what would I say to Mr. Beard? I guess I'd say, hey, come on down to my cabin and let's murder us some fish with hooks and lures. I mean, he seems like a nice guy. You know, he definitely watches all my videos. He tells people about my videos. To be honest, he's a real big part of my success. Yeah, he's a real dude. Authentic. That's what I'd describe him as. He don't pretend to be someone he ain't. I mean, maybe he probably should a little bit, but that's okay. You just figure you out. You figure you out, Nick. Advice for him? Well, I'd say to slow down and take your time. Actually, research the topics I can't do this. I can't do this. I'd tell him to go kill himself. Bobby Joe, you need to go kill yourself. That's all there is to it.
You want me to give advice to Bobby Joe? All right. I tell him to be good to his... You know. Be good to your gherkin, honey. You know it's too good to ruin.
Oh, what advice would I have for him? I tell him to keep drinking, smoking, eating fatty foods and sugary stuff, and die a quick death and put the rest of us out of your misery.
He says that, but he doesn't mean it. They're going golfing this Sunday.
Golfing on Sunday, did you say? Oh my gosh, come on now. Of course that's Doug. Doug, how you doing, man? How's your house? Hey, I'm just playing with you, man. I'll see you on Sunday. Wow. Third one of these today. Man, you guys do good service around here. Yeah, no, this whole thing be a big success. No, he means success.
3 good things, okay. He's made money for his company. He probably hasn't murdered anybody. And he could probably murder me. And at this point, I'd probably let him.
Three bad things. He's an idiot. He's terrible. He's bad at filmmaking. He's bad at life. He stole his partner's wife. How many of these do you want? I could go on all day.
I'm here. I can just keep doing this.
His influence on documentary films? Bad. Just bad.
What influence has he had on filmmaking? None. I love him, but it's crap.
The best thing he's brought to reality would be the people mocking him relentlessly on YouTube.
3 good things about Bobby Joe? Well, that's easy. His balls.
The worst thing he's brought to film? Just himself. Like, literally just himself. He's like what human garbage would be if it also had cancer and chlamydia and also smelled like a 500-pound mound of rotting rats. He's literally the worst. And not just for film, but for kind of everything. For life.
So seriously? Well, okay, if I ran for president, Bobby Joe 2020, you've tried the rest, now try the guy with 2 acquittals for having a meth lab in his trailer. I mean, why not? I mean, it's like, I gotta be like the last guy who hasn't been president at this point.
Say something bad about Bobby Joe, 3 words. 2 words, everything. He's just the worst.
Oh, 3 bad things about Bobby Joe. I guess I'd have to say his balls again.